Hey glam dolls and glam gents, welcome to my channel. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you a freestyle set that I created. Okay, here I've already added my tips on and my nails are not prime yet. So I'm just going to show you what I'll be using. And this is Luxury Nail Supplies Caramel Acrylic. I'll also be using Luxury Nail Supplies Acrylic in the color Jade. And I'll be creating a pretty beautiful ombre set with these colors. I'm going to be using Young Nails Speed Clear. And I'll also be using the Young Nails Monomer. If you have not tried those products from Young Nails or Luxury Nail Supplies, then I do recommend you do so. They are both excellent products and they create beautiful sets. So here I'm just going into my monomer. Again, this is the Young Nails monomer. And you want to make sure you are submerging the brush into there and you're going to tap any excess on the sides. I'm going into the Jade first and I'm going to start creating the ombre effect. I'm going to apply that right at the cuticle area and I'm just going to blend that midways to the nail. And then I'll go in and encapsulate everything with clear acrylic. Normally when I'm doing nails on myself as such in this video, I like to go in with multiple beads to create that nail. It's just a method that I like to use. They do have two method, one method and three ball methods for laying your acrylic. Like I said, I choose to do multiple, beads for my nail, so that could take up to 4, 5, 6 beads. Sometimes I work with very large beads, sometimes I work with very small beads. It just depends on what I'm creating at that moment or the feel that I'm getting with the set. So if I feel that I need to go in with smaller beads, I'll do a multiple number of smaller beads, and vice versa. If I need to use larger beads, I do a multiple numbers of larger beads. In this video, you'll notice my video is pretty lengthy, and that is because I like to do my nails and show you all my nails in real time. So therefore, if there are any mistakes made, you actually get to see how they're corrected, or if something really doesn't work out, you actually get to see the full process of that. So this video is not really long, but like I said, it's pretty lengthy. So if you're pretty familiar with laying acrylic and you kind of want to get on to seeing the designs of the nails and how I place the crystals on my nails, then you can go ahead and fast forward to that part. But until then, I'm just going to be laying the acrylic on all 10 fingers. So here I'm just going to repeat the same process I did on my left hand, and I'm going to do the same exact thing on my right hand. Only difference is with this hand, I'm just going to switch up the fingers. I kind of wanted the set to be a little offset. I don't want, you know, everything uniform. So I'm just going to finish that part and smooth and blend that acrylic on out into the middle of those nails. And you'll see how the transition between the tip and the nail looks. When laying your acrylic, be mindful when you're placing the bead to let it set just for a few seconds before you start maneuvering it, because as you can see what I just did, it removed just what I put on because it hadn't set long enough. So I'm going to have to go back in a second, and I'm going to have to add another bead and blend that out again until I don't see a line of demarcation. One thing that you will learn about me in watching some of my tutorials and videos, I am a perfectionist, and if something does not turn out right, then I will do it over and over and over again until I get it right. That's just something that I do in everything. It is not just nails. So as you can see, I keep going over and over, and what ends up happening is I'm wiping the excess that's on the tops. If you can notice, the tips of my nails had a very pretty peachy color. So I don't want that blue to actually cover up the peachy color, so I went back in a few times and wiped off that blue, and it actually created a line of demarcation. So that's why you keep seeing me go in and wipe it off and add more acrylic, because it's actually not blending like I want it to, because I brung it in the peach a little too far. So when you see me wipe that part off at the top, that's what I'm actually doing, just wiping it so it'll blend more smoothly. And it's still not right here in this section. If you can tell what I'm doing, you're going to see me add another bead. And I'm just going to do that until I get it right. But yeah, I'm a perfectionist, and if it's not right, and that's in anything, and that's something that I always like to tell people, if you don't get it right the first time, try and try again. So right here, I just lost power to my camera, so I had to actually tend to that. But I'm just going in and doing and repeating the same process on my pinky finger as I did my middle finger. Right here, if you're wondering what I'm rubbing my brush into, it's actually my brush cleaner from Nails. And then I'm just going back into my monomer. You want to make sure that throughout this process of laying acrylic, you want to make sure that you continuously keep that brush clean, because it can cause your acrylic to clump up, and you want to make it apply as smoothly as it should be. In a lot of my videos, you all notice me talking about pretty much the same nail supplier. Janari, her name is Janari, and her company is Luxury Nail Supplies. And this is one of her most beautiful acrylics that I think personally. It's called Caramel. It's a very peachy, corally, with a brown undertone cover acrylic, and it pretty much works with any set, any color. It is very beautiful, as you can see, and like I said, it blends with anything. Here you'll see me go in a few times, and that is because, for one, I am building the apex of the nail, and you want to make sure your apex is pretty strong in long nails, because it will support those long nails and keep them from breaking and chipping easily. And then also, I don't want a line of demarcation. I don't want you to be able to see the line where my nail meets the tip. So I want to build in that specific area there, so it will look more of a faded look versus you seeing my nail through that, the tip, and through that acrylic, because the acrylic is not really sheer, but if you don't build it enough, you will be able to see where my nail meets the tip. So that's what I'm doing right there. I actually have another jar of this caramel color. I'm just trying to get everything that I can out of this jar. And what ended up happening in this is, of course, if you work with your brush too wet and you don't remove all the excess liquid off, it can drain inside your acrylic powders, and it can ruin them, which is what it did here in this particular container. Okay, so here my nails are finished being laid with the colored acrylics, and I'm gonna go in right now and just use some brush cleaner. That's my brush cleaner from Nail Nails, and I'm just gonna cleanse my brush because I'm getting ready to go in and encapsulate each one of these nails with the Young Nail Speed Clear Acrylic. This acrylic is called speed acrylic because it sets very fast, so you have to work very fast when applying this. All you're doing is, you're not really when you're putting on the clear acrylic, this is used to also build your nail. That's why I was telling you earlier in the video, when you're applying the acrylic colors, you don't want to apply them very thickly. For one, because it'll create bulkiness that you don't want on the nail, and you want it to look very flush from your cuticle area. So you want to use this clear acrylic to actually start building that nail up, and it is used to encapsulate those colored acrylics, so when you file and buff, you won't remove them. At some point in the next few minutes, you'll see me continue to go back and forth from nail to nail. This is because I'll see certain spots that I need to build a little more. Like I said, I'm a perfectionist, so I have an eye to see this stuff. I just want to build that section a little more, or once it has actually set completely, and I'll test it for the flimsiness to see if I feel any flimsiness, and if I do, I'll go back and build that area. So you'll see me go back and forth between these nails, well, between all of my nails, and do this method. Okay, you have to excuse me for being out of frame right here, but I was actually working on my thumb, encapsulating that thumbnail. And then, of course, you'll see me go back and forth to those nails like I told you and build those areas that I see needs a little more attention. While you're laying your acrylic, also you want to make sure you're turning that nail to the sides, checking all angles and checking all views to make sure it looks even, make sure one side is not offset from the other side. So yeah, you just want to keep a lookout for that when you're doing any laying of your acrylic. Here we're getting ready to start on the next hand, and we're just going to repeat that process, encapsulating each one of these nails, building it, checking it for to make sure everything is leveled, and yeah. Just a little FYI, because I don't think I mentioned it anywhere in this video as of yet. This is a number 10 Kolinsky oval brush. And I use several different brushes. All of them are Kolinsky brushes and they all are the oval brushes, but they all are different numbers. This happens to be the number 10, but I have size 10, size 14, size 16, and my other brushes are size 20. I don't use any other brushes because I'm pretty much comfortable with these. When I first started out doing nails, I was only using the size 20 brush, and I noticed that it was giving me a more thicker nail for certain length nails that I was doing. You want to make sure you're using your your biggest brushes, like the size 20, 22s for like the one ball method and for long nails. When it comes to shorter nails, like the short nails, you want to make sure you're using something like the size 10 or size 12 to actually make or create that set. when you're laying your acrylic as smoothly as you see me doing, when it comes to getting ready to file and buff the nails, you have very minimum filing, shaping, and buffing to do. And that just comes with practice. Trust me, when I started doing nails, or as I was doing nails, I did not always lay my acrylic as smoothly, and I would find myself going in and have to file it down really, really good to get it even and smooth and buff it and all of that. And now I've gotten to the point where I can pretty much just lay my acrylic smoothly and just tap it here to shape it and buff it just slightly there to, to get it a fine finish. But other than that, just practice makes perfect. So keep practicing, practicing, practicing if you're having that problem with laying your acrylic as smooth as you can see here. And just something else I wanted to add, what I noticed when you're working with acrylic, take your time. Don't try to speed through it. You don't want to work too slow, of course, if you're doing clients and on yourself. But if that's what it takes when you're doing nails to perfect your craft, then do that. Take your time, because time will only make you better. Just take your time. And the more and more you do the acrylic ball methods, or how you lay foundation, or whatever technique you're trying, the more and more you do it, you'll come up with different ways to do it. You'll actually find out that this way didn't work better than that way the last time. You'll actually find out what really works for you. And doing nails, and just like doing anything else, is a never ending process. So it's always something new that you can learn, and something new that you can use to better yourself. So just take that advice and just let that pretty much sink in. Just take your time, and of course time will make you better, time will make you faster, and time will give you those quality nails that you want. So here I've completed all 10 of my nails, encapsulating them, and I'm just going to go off camera and, touch them up with filing and shaping and buffing, and then we'll be back with the designs. So here I'm back with the designs. We're actually going to be using this gold foil tape, and I'm going to apply them to each one of the nails that I'm going to use as those accent nails, and I'm going to then encapsulate those strips of gold then, because once I file and buff, I don't want them to be removed. And I'm actually encapsulating these because I don't want them to actually peel off. They're actually a little slight sticker thing, and of course they're not very durable. So to make sure that they stay in place, I want to make sure that I encapsulate all of those. Adding these to your nails, especially when you're working, with your non-dominant hand or whatever, it is pretty tricky to get this tape on. And I was trying to roll it off onto the nail and then take one of my fingers and, rub it down. And I'm kind of out of frame there when I was doing it. But what I found out easy is just cut a piece that you think that are compassion nails. Try to apply it that way. Like I said, the tape is not that durable. It doesn't stick all that well. So it will kind of pop back up on you. So just kind of just take it and lay it on there, and then take your finger and just kind of maneuver the tape to the position that you want. Maybe if you all know another easier way to apply this tape, then definitely leave that down below. But yeah, that's basically how you put that on. And like I said again, I just go back in and encapsulate all of that tape, which will hold it down, and I don't have to worry about it moving. I'm going to repeat this step on the other hand as well, and I'm just going to you'll see me go back and kind of keep building over that tape, because I noticed that in one part of one of the nails it began popping back up around the cuticle area, and another nail I didn't have enough acrylic on it, so it kind of popped up at the free edge of that nail. So you got to kind of just keep eyeballing. You'll see me turn my nail to the side and stuff, and it's a process. You'll see me turn my nail to the side and stuff so that I can get that tape actually secured down to where it won't budge. Just at that free edge, you saw that tape sticking out. We're not going to worry about that, because when we get ready to file, we'll just file that right on off. Here is where I told you all that I would go back in and add the tape on both my nails. So both of those are completed. And we're going to get into designing the other nails, so stay tuned. Okay, so normally when I'm getting ready to do a bling nail, and I call them my junk nails, but when I get ready to do a bling or a junk nail, I normally use my glue adhesive from Zule Nails. You probably see me show you that a few times in other videos. But today, I'm actually going to use the old method that I used to use before I discovered her. And that's using a gel and then going over it with a UV top coat and adhering my rhinestones like that. And these are actually Swarovski crystals that I'm actually putting on this nail. So you'll see that in this video. I'm going in with that method to adhere everything that I need to adhere. And I'm actually going to use this method also because with that glue that I use, it dries very fast. And I want to make sure that it doesn't dry too fast on me. So that's why I'm using this method. And I'm just going to take that top coat my nails Mega Gloss top coat over the Urban Graffiti, because the Mega Gloss top coat from Nails is a lot thicker consistency, and that's what I need so it can create like a base, a thicker base for everything to adhere into. And then I'll just go in with my UV LED. Well, I'm actually going to be using my LED lamp to cure that. And what ended up happening in the video later, my LED lamp, the cord somehow broke off in the middle of the video, and so I had to pull out my UV lamp. So I ended up curing one hand with the LED light and the other hand with the UV light, but I got the job done with both. So here I'm just applying not too thin, and I'm using this Young Nails sculpture gel, and it's pretty thick consistency. It's a lot thicker than it would be for a base coat, their base coat gel and all of that. So I'm using that clear sculpting gel from Young Nails to adhere these stones. And then here I'm going to use, of course, like I said, the Mega Gloss UV LED top coat from Nails, and I'm going to put that on top, and then I'll just start applying my Swarovski crystals. And I'm going to be using a mixture of AB crystals, and I'll be using some blue crystal stones as well. And this is my Swarovski crystal box, along with some other nail gadgets and stuff I have in there. I have a few Swarovski crystal boxes. Believe it or not, I have so many containers like these with so much different type of nail designs and stuff. And But yeah, those are my Swarovski crystals in there, and you're gonna see me start applying them now. When I start applying those crystals, I go directly in the middle and start working my way, building that nail from the center outward. Because if you start from the outward into the center, what'll end up happening is you'll end up having a whole bunch of big gaps and everything. You have this complete mess. So you want to end up working from the inside out with these crystals. You also want to use a different variety of sizes of Swarovski crystals so you can create different variations throughout the nails. You don't want to use all the same size stones because it just wouldn't look um, appealing as it would if you use a variation of different size stones. So here you see me use some larger stones. I can't tell you the millimeters right now of each one, but just make sure when you're getting ready to do bling nails or whatever that you have a variation of different size Swarovski crystals along with different colors of Swarovski crystals so you can create a different feel for that nail. When you're going in and you're doing a junk nail or a bling nail, you want to make sure that you actually have time to work on that nail. This is something that you cannot rush. It is a very tedious process, especially when you have to start adding those very tiny crystals onto that nail. You definitely want to make sure that you have, like I said, the time to do that. And you don't want to end up just putting anything anywhere because you want it to have the best look possible. So, of course, like with anything else, practice makes perfect. And still in nails or whatever, you won't be perfect because you always have room for improvement. And when you're doing bling nails, one nail in particular can take anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes to complete that nail, especially when you're rearranging the stones or putting your ideas together. It can be time consuming, like I said. So definitely make sure you're charging for these type of nails, not only because how much time it takes, but because they are actual Swarovski crystals. Now it's the same process when you're doing rhinestones, but of course your price would be different according to what type of material that you're using. So now that I have placed all the crystals in place where I want them, I'm going to go back in that sculpting gel and I'm going to go around the outer perimeter of this nail to make sure all those rhinestones, those Swarovski crystals on the edges do not move or do not come off. So, well, I think right here I was actually adding some more stones, but you'll see me go around that nail with that same brush on the outer perimeter of this nail and create a barrier so that the nails don't move, or if it accidentally get bumped, then it won't just come off. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing in the next few moments. So I've actually went ahead and put that nail in the LED lamp and let that cure. And I already went in with the Urban Graffiti UV LED top coat, and I put that over the rest of my nails, and it is a no wipe top coat. So now moving over to the next hand. I actually thought I was filming this right hand when I did the crystals, but it actually didn't for some reason. I thought the button when I pressed it, it was recording, but of course it wasn't. So it was the same exact process as the other bling nail though. So if you didn't get, of course you wouldn't get to see that one, but just rewatch that other video again and you'll get to see how I did the same hand. It was the same process, took about the same amount of time. So on this right hand here, I am placing on the top coat, the Urban Graffiti top coat. And remember when I did the layer for the rhinestone, the Swarovski crystals adhering to the nail, I actually used the Mega Gloss, which was a thicker gel, which you can use for your top coat as well, but I like to use that. It just depends on what set I'm doing. But I went in with the Urban Graffiti, which is a thinner consistency top coat from Nails as well, and I placed those on all 10 fingers. This was the hand that I actually had to end up curing in the UV light because my LED light broke on the other hand. But yeah, so I'm just doing nice thin layers of that, and you want to make sure you're capping the ends of those nails so any designs or anything that you have does not move. It'll be secured. So like I said, a thin coat of that top coat on all the nails. I put it in the lamp for 2 minutes, and yep, that was it. So yeah, you guys, I am done with this set. I am overly satisfied with it. They came out beautiful. I definitely would do this set again in a different color maybe, but I really love these. I had fun doing them, and I hope you all enjoyed and learned a lot from these videos. Like I said, practice makes perfect. If you're having trouble with laying your acrylic or designing your nails, just keep at it. It's an ongoing process. It's a never-ending process. So practice, practice, practice. You all, I hope you enjoyed this video. As I said again, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.